Okay, are you ready?
Always ready for an adventure.
Awesome. Today we're diving deep into Bali.
Sounds amazing.
You're thinking about a 14-day trip and you want to make the most of it.
2 weeks in paradise.
Exactly. And we found this awesome YouTube itinerary.
Ooh, I love a good itinerary breakdown.
Me too, especially from someone who's been exploring Bali for 5 years.
Wow, they must know the island inside and out.
They even lived there for 2 years.
Okay, so we're dealing with a real Bali expert here.
Right, so we're going to break down their itinerary,
Sounds good.
but we're not just going to list places.
Okay, so what's the plan?
We're going to figure out the why.
The why behind their choices.
Yeah, like why did they pick this spot over that spot?
I see, so we can really understand their logic.
Exactly, and uncover those hidden gems.
Love it. I'm always on the hunt for hidden gems.
And by the end of this deep dive,
Yeah.
you'll be able to tailor this trip to your own interests.
Make it your own Bali adventure.
You got it. Are you ready for some monkey business?
Monkey business. Always.
And some stunning rice patties.
The kinds that belong in a movie.
Absolutely.
I'm in.
And maybe even crafting your own silver jewelry.
Wait, what? Tell me more about this silver jewelry situation.
We'll get there. But first, let's talk about those first few days in Bali.
Okay, so arrival and acclimatization.
Yeah, especially after a long flight.
Jet lag is real.
It is.
Mhm.
And our Bali expert emphasizes the importance of easing into the trip.
Makes sense. You don't want to hit the ground running after all that travel.
Exactly. They suggest starting in either Seminyak or Canggu.
2 popular spots.
Yeah, but with totally different vibes.
That's interesting. So what's the difference?
Well, Seminyak is electric.
Electric.
A little nightlife scene, lots of energy.
Okay, so if you're looking to party,
Seminyak's your spot.
got it. What about Canggu?
Canggu's more laid back, almost bohemian.
I can see the appeal of both.
Yeah, and it's actually where our YouTube traveler lives.
So they definitely know Canggu like the back of their hand.
Right. No matter which vibe you choose. They're all about catching a Balinese sunset on that first night.
Sunsets are magical anywhere, but in Bali.
They're supposed to be next level.
Okay, adding that to my list.
And he even has a separate video
Oh, really?
with tips on cheaper airport transportation,
Always helpful.
especially if you're on a budget.
Okay, so we've got the arrival sorted,
Now let's talk about food.
because food is a huge part of the travel experience.
Absolutely. And this traveler raves about the incredible breakfast scene in Bali.
Give me all the breakfast details.
Avocado toast, eggs Benedict, smoothie bowls.
Stop, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
They've got it all.
So if you're a foodie,
Bali is already winning you over.
big time. Okay, so what's next on the agenda?
Day 2, we're still acclimatizing.
But we're adding in some surf vibes.
You got it. If you're a beginner,
Beginner surfer.
they suggest heading to Brawl Beach
Brawl Beach, got it. But what about the more experienced surfers?
for the thrill seekers.
The ones who aren't afraid of a challenge.
Echo Beach is the place to be.
Okay, why Echo Beach?
He talks about these consistent swells and reef breaks,
Reef breaks can be intense.
creating these powerful, fast-moving waves.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, definitely not.
So we've got our surf spots.
Now it's time for sunset on day 2.
Ooh, sunset options. I love options.
You could go for the iconic Tanalot Temple,
I've seen pictures of that. It's perched on a rock, right?
right on the water.
So picturesque.
But be prepared for crowds.
Ah, the classic tourist dilemma.
Iconic beauty versus a more intimate experience.
Right, so what's the alternative?
He recommends La Brisa.
La Brisa, okay. What's that like?
It's a laid-back beach bar.
Sounds more my speed.
Much more relaxed atmosphere.
Perfect for soaking in the sunset without the crowds.
Exactly. And let's not forget about Bali's nightlife.
Oh yeah, Bali knows how to party.
He mentions places like Old Man's and the Lawn in Canggu.
Okay, and what about Seminyak? Any nightlife hotspots there?
The legendary La Favela,
I've heard of that place.
sensing a theme here.
What do you mean?
Canggu for that chill, bohemian vibe.
Right, and Seminyak for those who want to keep the party going.
Exactly. Okay, day 3 takes us to Uluwatu.
Uluwatu, okay. What's special about this place?
Dramatic cliffs, that intensely vibrant blue water.
Wow, I'm already picturing it.
It's a haven for serious surfers.
So even more intense waves than Echo Beach.
And nestled right on those dramatic cliff tops is Omnia Day Club.
A day club. Tell me more.
Think a Vegas-style party spot.
Vegas and Bali. Interesting combination.
Wow, right.
But I have a feeling that might not be everyone's scene.
You're reading my mind. What's a good alternative?
Well, he mentions Karangboma Cliff.
Okay, what's the vibe there?
Much quieter, more authentic sunset experience.
So if you're looking for something more low-key.
Karangboma Cliff sounds perfect.
Okay, day 4 marks a significant shift.
Oh!
We're heading inland to central Bali,
Ooh, inland adventures.
to the heart of Ubud,
Ooh, bud, I've heard so much about it.
and our expert is adamant about an early start
Early start? Why?
to avoid the notorious Balinese traffic.
Ah, that makes sense. Don't want to waste precious time stuck in traffic.
Exactly. Ubud is a world away from the coast.
So what's the vibe like there?
Think lush greenery, rice terraces carved into the hillsides,
Wow, I'm already feeling more relaxed just hearing you describe it.
and cascading waterfalls hidden among the foliage.
That's magical.
This is the Bali you see in those breathtaking travel photos.
I can't wait to see it for myself.
And speaking of photo ops,
Uh-oh, what photo op are we talking about?
the monkey forest.
Oh yeah, the monkey forest. I've heard stories.
He has this hilarious story about accidentally making eye contact with a monkey.
You're not supposed to do that, right?
Apparently not. Let's just say things got a little hairy.
I bet. Okay, so note to self, avoid eye contact with monkeys.
Definitely good advice.
Yeah.
But it also highlights a really important aspect of traveling.
What's that?
Responsible tourism
Right, minimizing our impact.
and respectful wildlife interaction.
Makes sense. It's their home after all.
All right. Day 5 starts bright and early,
How early are we talking?
like really early pre-dawn.
Ooh, okay. Why so early?
We're headed to the Tagalomrang rice fields for a sunrise experience
Oh, wow. A sunrise over the rice fields.
before the crowds arrive.
So we get that magical experience all to ourselves.
Exactly. And after our sunrise adventure,
Uh-huh.
we're getting a dose of culture at Tirta Empul,
What's your temple?
a Hindu water purification site.
Interesting.
It's a chance to witness and even participate in a local tradition.
But with respect being paramount, of course.
Absolutely. From there, we head to Tukad Sipung Waterfall.
Another waterfall.
This one's Instagram famous.
Oh, I've probably seen pictures of it then.
But he gets real about what that means.
What do you mean?
Those specific lighting conditions that create those amazing photos,
Yeah.
they also translate to crowds.
The downside of Instagram fame.
Makes you think about the balance.
Between what?
Seeking those Instagrammable moments.
And
Truly connecting with the place on a deeper level.
yeah, it's a good point. Sometimes you have to put the camera down and just experience the moment.
Exactly. Okay, day 6.
And I'm already feeling a little tired just hearing about this itinerary.
I know, right? It's jam-packed.
Time for a rest day, maybe?
Well, not quite.
Oh,
We're heading to Jatiluwi.
Jatilui. Okay, what's there?
And this is not just any rice paddy.
What makes it so special?
Jatiluwi is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Wow, okay, now I'm intrigued.
It's a living, breathing representation of traditional Balinese rice farming.
So we're talking about centuries-old practices.
It's still in action.
like stepping back in time
It's a chance to witness that deep connection,
between.
the Balinese people and their land.
I love that.
Okay, and I also want to talk about transportation.
Getting around Bali.
Yeah, our traveler outlines several options.
Like what?
Scooters, drivers, tour guides,
So many choices.
each with its own pros and cons.
Right. So you can choose what works best for you.
He talks about that freedom and flexibility of a scooter,
Zipping around on your own schedule.
the comfort and convenience of a driver,
Especially if you're not comfortable driving in a foreign country.
and the invaluable local knowledge.
That you get from a guide.
Right, those personalized experiences.
It sounds like he's a big fan of the tour guide option.
He does give a shout out to Pancha from
Yeah.
Bali Customized Tours.
Okay.
I'll have to check them out.
Sounds like that personal touch can make all the difference.
Especially if you're looking to really delve deep into the culture.
Okay, day 7 takes us further north,
Northward bound.
starting with Ulundanu,
What's Ulundanu?
a seriously picturesque temple on the water.
Another temple?
They miss the sunrise because of clouds.
That's a bummer.
But he still raves about the beauty of this place.
So it's worth visiting even without the sunrise.
Definitely.
What else does he say about it?
He talks about the temple's religious significance
So it's not just about the visual.
and its connection to the surrounding landscape.
I love when a place has a deeper meaning. It's a reminder that many of these locations are more than just pretty pictures.
Right, they have history and culture behind them.
Okay, then there's a quick stop at Hundara Gate.
What's Hundara Gate?
He calls it Instagrammable.
So another photo op.
But he admits it lacks any real cultural depth.
So kind of a tourist trap.
Yeah, but sometimes those can be fun.
As long as you know what you're getting into.
Exactly. And finally, we end day 7 at Sikumpul Waterfall.
Another waterfall.
He raves about the lost tour experience he had with Pancha.
Wait, what's a lost tour?
Sounds like you got to see a side of the waterfall.
That's off the beaten path.
Exactly.
So what's so special about it?
He emphasizes the benefit of that local knowledge.
Right, having someone who knows the hidden spots.
And access to those secret places.
I'm all about those hidden gems.
It's a reminder that travel is about more than just ticking boxes on a list.
So true.
It's about pushing beyond the surface.
And discovering those unexpected moments.
That truly make a trip memorable.
I couldn't agree more.
All right, day 8 introduces us to Sidemen.
Sidemen. Okay, where is that?
It's a hidden gem in East Bali.
Hidden gem. My ears perked up.
He describes it as a total contrast to the well-trodden path.
So it's off the beaten track.
Exactly.
What's the vibe like there?
Sidemen is known for its laid-back atmosphere
Sounds relaxing.
and preserved local culture.
So a chance to experience the authentic Bali.
He recommends some specific experiences here.
Like what?
Staying at Samsara Living.
What's special about Samsara Living?
It's a place where you can immerse yourself in the local culture.
I love that idea.
He also suggests whitewater rafting.
For a dose of adventure.
And if you're looking for a unique souvenir,
Uh-huh.
he highlights a hands-on jewelry making experience at a Gung Silver.
Wait, you can make your own silver jewelry?
Imagine crafting a silver bracelet or necklace
That's so cool.
as a tangible memory of your trip.
Way better than a cheesy souvenir.
Love that idea.
Okay, so we've got adventure, culture, relaxation.
What else could you ask for?
I think it's time for a rest day.
I think you're right. Day 9.
Finally a break.
Our traveler agrees.
Good to know he prioritizes rest too.
He stresses the importance of choosing the right accommodation in Sidemen.
One where you can really unwind.
Picture this. A pool overlooking those lush rice terraces.
Pure bliss.
The perfect antidote to a jam-packed itinerary.
I'm sold.
Okay, feeling recharged.
Ready for more adventures.
Day 10 marks a major shift.
How so?
We're hopping on a minivan,
Okay.
then a fast boat,
A boat ride.
and we land on Gili Trawangan.
Gili Trawangan, where's that?
It's the largest of the Gili Islands.
Never heard of them.
Get ready for island life.
What do you mean?
No cars, just bicycles and horse-drawn carts.
Sounds idyllic.
And the water is crystal clear, perfect for snorkeling.
I'm already picturing myself swimming with the fishes.
He describes that picture-perfect sunset scene.
I do love a good sunset.
Beachfront bars and the iconic swing set photo op.
I've seen that swing on Instagram.
He mentions the nightlife.
Gili Trawangan is known for its parties, right?
But he also makes it clear
What's that?
there are plenty of quiet corners.
So you can choose your own vibe.
Exactly.
Love that. Okay, on to day 11.
Day 11, the island hopping continues.
More islands.
We're exploring Gili Mirio and Gili Air.
Okay, what are they like?
He emphasizes the relaxed pace.
So even more laid back than Gili Trawangan?
You can start your day whenever you feel like it.
No pressure, no rush.
And the snorkeling opportunities are incredible.
Tell me more about the snorkeling.
He claims the underwater scenery is breathtaking.
Wow, so we're talking colorful coral reefs.
And he even teases the possibility
Oh.
encountering something truly remarkable.
Like what? Sharks? Turtles?
He doesn't give specifics, but he mentions
Uh-huh.
the underwater statues Gili Moreno is known for.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those. They're supposed to be amazing.
But he does give one crucial tip.
What that?
Go early in the morning to avoid the crowds.
Smart, especially if you're trying to get those epic underwater shots.
Okay, day 12 brings us back to Bali.
Back to the mainland.
But this time we're heading to Nusa Lembongan.
Nusa Lembongan, another new island for me.
Dream Beach, Sandy Bay, Mushroom Bay.
So many beaches,
He mentions them all.
each with its own unique vibe.
But the real highlight is the sunset at Devil's Tears.
Devil's Tears, that sounds ominous.
Picture this. Waves crashing against dramatic cliffs.
Okay, I can see why it's a sunset must-see.
And he gives a quick shout out to Nusa Singingan.
Nusa Senningen, what's that?
It's the twin island,
Twin Island.
accessible by the Yellow Bridge.
Sounds intriguing.
It's got its own unique attractions.
So much to see.
Okay, day 13 is a big one.
What's happening on day 13?
We're taking a local boat trip
A boat trip. Where to?
to Nusa Penida.
Nusa Penida. Okay.
Mm.
What's special about this island?
It's known for its untouched beauty,
Untouched beauty. I like the sound of that.
and he highly recommends renting a bike to explore
So we can get off the beaten path.
and discover those hidden coves and beaches.
Sounds like my kind of adventure.
The highlights. Angels Billabong, Broken Beach.
Okay, those sound cool. Anything else?
That incredible T-Rex-shaped cliff. Kilinkin.
Wait, a T-Rex-shaped cliff. I need to see this.
And to cap off day 13,
Ah,
he recommends catching the sunset at Crystal Bay.
another epic sunset spot.
He even mentions the possibility of snorkeling or diving with manta rays.
Swimming with manta rays, that's a bucket list experience.
Right, now we're down to the final day.
Day 14, the grand finale.
And it starts with a sunrise mission.
Of course it does.
We're talking pre-dawn wake-up call.
We're getting good at those by now.
We're heading to the Molentang Treehouse.
That tree house sounds fun.
It offers incredible views of Attu and Diamond Beach from the cliffside.
So we get a panoramic view of the coastline.
The sun rising over the ocean, casting that golden light on those pristine beaches.
Wow, what a way to start the day.
But don't get too lost in the beauty.
Why not?
He reminds us not to miss the last boat back to Bali.
Always good to end the trip on a practical note.
Right. So much packed into these 14 days.
Beaches, nightlife, culture, adventure, relaxation.
It's been quite the journey just talking about it.
I know, right? And we haven't even left our chairs yet.
But what I love about this deep dive,
Yeah.
it's given us a framework.
A starting point for planning our own trips.
We've unpacked the why behind the choices
And the energy of each location.
and all the different ways you can experience Bali.
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure guide to the island.
And that brings up a very important question.
Hit me with it.
What kind of Bali experience do you want to create?
That's a good one.
It's something to think about.
I'll definitely be pondering that.
And we'll delve into that question and much more in part 2.
I can't wait. It is, isn't it? Taking that inspiration and making it your own.
Absolutely. This itinerary has given us so much to think about.
Okay.
But before we jump into customizing our own trips,
Yeah.
let's rewind a bit
Okay.
and really dig into some of those standout moments from this 14-day adventure.
Sounds good.
What really jumped out at you?
I'm really drawn to that balance he strikes.
Yeah.
Between those must-see iconic spots and those hidden gems most tourists never find.
It's like getting the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Take Ubud, for example.
Okay.
You have the Monkey Forest, which is a classic Ubud experience.
Right. Everyone goes there.
But then he adds that sunrise visit to the Tagalong rice fields,
Oh, yeah.
which offers a completely different perspective on the same area.
It's like getting 2 distinct travel experiences in one.
You hit those bucket list items,
Yeah.
but you also uncover something unexpected and magical.
I love how he emphasizes that early start for the rice fields.
Oh yeah, why so early?
It's such a small detail, but it completely changes the experience,
It really speaks to the power of timing and planning.
especially when you're dealing with popular destinations like Bali.
You want to maximize your enjoyment and minimize those tourist throng frustrations.
Exactly. And speaking of maximizing enjoyment,
What are we talking about now?
let's talk about that lost tour experience with Pancha at Sikumpul Waterfall.
Oh yeah, that sounded like a real adventure.
It's a great reminder that sometimes the most rewarding experiences
Yeah,
are the ones you can't find in a guidebook.
those off-the-beaten-path discoveries.
That's where a local guide can be invaluable.
Someone who knows all the secrets.
They have that insider knowledge and those personal connections.
Right, they can unlock hidden treasures and experiences you wouldn't find on your own.
It's like having a secret key to the island.
I love that analogy.
And it's not just about the destination itself. It's about the journey, too.
How you get there.
Remember how he talked about the different ways to get around Bali?
Oh yeah, scooters, drivers, tour guides.
Each offering a different perspective and pace.
Choosing your mode of transportation can actually shape your entire travel experience.
It can.
Imagine the freedom and flexibility of zipping around on a scooter.
The wind in your hair, exploring those winding roads.
Exactly. Or maybe you prefer the comfort and convenience of a driver.
Someone who knows the best routes and can navigate those bustling streets.
Makes sense, especially if you're not used to driving in a foreign country.
And then there's the immersive experience of having a local guide.
Someone who can share stories and insights that bring the culture to life.
It all comes down to what resonates with you.
So true.
Okay, I have to admit,
What is it?
that jewelry making experience in Sidemen really caught my attention.
Oh yeah, that did sound cool.
I love the idea of creating a tangible memory of my trip.
Something you can wear and cherish long after you've returned home.
It's a beautiful way to connect with local artisans and support traditional crafts.
And bring home a piece of that culture.
It's more than just a souvenir, it's a story.
Absolutely. And it highlights the diversity of experiences Bali has to offer.
Yeah, there's something for everyone,
You can have those heart-pumping adventurous moments.
like river rafting or exploring hidden waterfalls,
But you can also embrace a slower pace of life.
relaxing by the pool overlooking rice terraces.
Or learning a traditional craft.
It's about finding your own rhythm within the journey.
And that's something he emphasizes throughout the itinerary.
Yeah, what was
The
that?
importance of pacing yourself, taking rest days,
Not trying to cram too much into a short amount of time.
especially when you're dealing with jet lag and a tropical climate.
It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement and forget to prioritize well-being,
Those rest days become essential.
like the one he suggests in Sidemen.
A chance to recharge and reflect on your experiences.
To simply savor the beauty of your surroundings.
Sounds perfect.
Okay, let's shift gears to those island escapes.
Island time.
Kili Trollingen sounds like the definition of paradise.
Crystal clear water, no cars.
That iconic swing set.
It's the picture-perfect tropical getaway.
And he doesn't shy away from the party scene.
There's a reason it's called Party Island.
But he also points out that there are plenty of quiet corners for those seeking a more relaxed vibe.
So you can have the best of both worlds.
It's all about finding your own slice of paradise.
And then we have those island hopping adventures to Gili Mano and Gili Air.
With those incredible snorkeling opportunities.
He even teases the possibility of encountering something truly remarkable underwater.
It really sparks the imagination.
It makes you want to grab a snorkel and dive right in.
But he also drops a valuable tip.
Oh, what's that?
Go early in the morning to avoid the crowds, especially if you're hoping to get those envy-inducing underwater shots.
Makes sense. Timing is everything.
Then we have Nusa Lembongan, with those stunning beaches and dramatic cliffside views at Devil's Tears.
Another reminder of Bali's incredibly diverse landscapes.
And that quick mention of Nusa Ceningan, the twin island accessible by the Yellow Bridge, just adds another layer of intrigue to the whole experience.
So much to explore.
And then, of course, we have the grand finale, Nusa Penida.
He called it the Promised Land.
And the way he describes it, it's easy to see why.
Untouched beauty, secluded beaches.
Those iconic natural wonders like Angel's Billabong and Kelling King.
Don't forget about the possibility of swimming with manta rays at Crystal Bay.
Now that's a bucket list experience.
For sure.
But he also mentions that Kelling King Beach is a bit of a challenge to access.
That's an interesting detail.
It suggests that sometimes the most rewarding experiences require a bit of effort,
And maybe that even makes the destination feel more special.
knowing that not everyone is willing to make that extra effort.
It's like earning your view.
And then we wrap up this whirlwind trip with one final sunrise mission.
This time to the Molantang Treehouse.
Overlooking Atu and Diamond Beach. What a breathtaking way to say goodbye to Bali.
But not before catching that last boat back to Bali, of course.
That blend of practical advice and awe-inspiring experiences makes this itinerary so compelling.
It really does.
It reminds us that travel is about more than just checking off destinations.
It's about embracing the journey.
The unexpected moments and the lasting memories we create along the way.
Beautifully said.
And I think that perfectly captures what we've been exploring in this deep dive.
Yeah.
It's not about following someone else's itinerary step by step.
It's about using it as inspiration.
A springboard for our own adventures.
Exactly. It's about understanding the why behind the choices, the nuances of each location.
And ultimately, how to tailor the experience to our own individual interests and desires.
So true.
So let's shift our focus from the what to the how.
Okay.
How can we take all this inspiration and turn it into a Bali adventure that's uniquely our own?
That's a great question. It's all about getting specific.
Okay.
Think about what kind of traveler you are, what experiences light you up.
Are you drawn to adventure,
Hmm.
relaxation, cultural immersion, or maybe a bit of everything?
It's like building a Bali puzzle.
Picking and choosing the pieces that fit your picture.
Exactly.
Okay, I love that analogy. So let's break it down.
Okay.
If you're an adventure seeker, what elements from this itinerary stand out?
Oh, tons of options if you're an adrenaline junkie.
Lay 'em on me.
The surfing in Kongu and Uluwatu, for starters.
Those waves did sound pretty intense.
Definitely a challenge for experienced surfers.
Huh.
Picture yourself riding those powerful waves,
Whoa, yeah.
feeling that rush as you carve through the water.
Okay, so surfing's on the list.
Then there's the whitewater rafting in Sidemen,
Oh, yeah, he did mention that.
exploring those hidden waterfalls with poncha,
Getting off the beaten track.
and that trek down to the secluded beach at Kelling King.
That one sounded tough.
It's a bit of a challenge, but so worth it for those incredible views.
The kind of experience that pushes you outside your comfort zone.
Creates those lasting memories, for sure.
Okay, so we've got the adrenaline junkies covered.
Ugh.
What about those of us seeking a more restorative experience?
The relaxation seekers.
What are the Bali must-dos for those who prioritize relaxation?
Choosing the right accommodation is key.
Okay, any recommendations?
Remember that emphasis on the pool overlooking the rice terraces and sidemen?
Oh yeah, that sounded amazing.
It's like something out of a movie.
Perfect spot to unwind with a good book.
And a refreshing drink in hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And never underestimate the power of a well-placed rest day
Even in paradise, downtime is essential.
for recharging and savoring the experience.
Couldn't agree more. Everyone needs a little R&R.
Now, what about those travelers who are fascinated by culture and history?
Ah, the culture vultures.
What should they prioritize in Bali?
Ubud is an absolute must.
He did seem pretty enthusiastic about Ubud,
It's the cultural heart of Bali.
where tradition and spirituality are woven into daily life.
Imagine wandering through those ancient temples.
Witnessing those colorful ceremonies, feeling that energy.
And don't forget that hands-on silver jewelry making experience in Sidemen.
Oh, yeah, that was a cool one.
It adds a unique cultural dimension. It's not just about observing,
It's about participating.
connecting with local artisans and their craft.
I love that idea of bringing home a piece of the culture you've experienced.
Yeah.
Okay, now for those travelers who want a little bit of everything,
The ones who can't decide.
how do they create a balanced itinerary?
That's where the art of customization comes in.
Okay, talk me through it.
Maybe you start with a couple of days in Seminyak,
For that electric nightlife.
then head inland to Ubud for some cultural exploration.
Okay, I like where this is going.
From there, escape to Sidemen for a few days of relaxation.
Soaking up those rice terrace views.
And to top it off, how about finishing with a beach escape on Gili Trawangan?
Sun, sand, and snorkeling.
It's about blending those different experiences in a way that feels right for you.
There's no right or wrong way to experience Bali.
Exactly. But amidst all the excitement and planning,
Yeah.
there's one essential element that applies to every traveler:
Regardless of their interests.
respect.
Respect for the culture, the environment, the people.
It's their home, and we're guests.
Remember those tips about avoiding eye contact with the monkeys?
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
It's a perfect example of how our actions, even unintentional ones, can impact the places we visit.
It's about being mindful travelers.
Appreciating the beauty and fragility of this island paradise.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And that brings us back to that thought-provoking question our YouTube traveler posed.
What kind of Bali experience do you want to create?
It challenges us to go beyond those Instagram-worthy shots.
To think about what we want to take away from our journey.
Do we want to feel that adrenaline rush?
Or seek solace and rejuvenation.
Do we want to connect with local artisans and immerse ourselves in the culture?
The choice is ours.
And the beauty of Bali is that it offers all of these experiences and more.
It's a canvas waiting for us to paint our own unique masterpiece.
So as you plan your Bali adventure, remember to tap into your own desires, your own sense of wonder.
Embrace the unexpected. Respect the journey.
Create a story that's uniquely yours.
And who knows, maybe you'll even discover a hidden gem or two along the way.
Until next time, happy travels.